Hello, students, and I have today's writing lesson for Tuesday, August 18th. And we practiced the letter O, capital, and we practiced the numbers 3 and 4, and we looked at the shapes. And we're going to go through that very quickly again. And I'm hoping that you're learning how to pause the video. You aren't going to be able to write as fast as me, and your goal is not to write fast and to write even the same number of letters at the same speed as me. Your job is to write slowly and clearly, and even if you write less than I do, that's okay. Just make it your best effort. So I'm assuming now you have already finished your name and the date, and I am going to start making those capital O's. And we talked about how it makes an arc touching the top line and going all the way to the bottom. And the shape is exactly the letter C that we've been learning. In fact, let me do this. I'll make that capital letter C and just continue it. And there it is. And that's why we wanted to do the letter C over and over, because that shape and that movement of your hand is inside of other letters, several of them. So there's our capital letter C, and there we go. And that one's a little tilted. Yeah, sometimes they tilt a little bit. That's because my head is tilted. It actually looks straight from where I'm at. I should probably scoot over. So I'm going to make another one, and I want you to go ahead and practice a line of these. And don't get frustrated. It just takes time. You do it over and over and over. Practice, practice, practice. You get better, better, better. Just like anything, you have to do it over and over and over again. And now, on the next line, so you can pause the video, or you can actually keep watching for a minute and do this all in one pass, because I'm going to now do the same letter. However, I'm going to alternate the capital letters and the lowercase letters. And I realized right away that I probably should have modeled wider spaces, because there really is no reason to put the letters close to one another. We want to make sure we can see each one distinctly. So go ahead and do a complete row of the capital O and lowercase o, alternating, and make sure that each one is the right proportions, that you've got all of the letters are exactly on this line. Nothing is going below the bottom line. This here is the guardrail for everything. However, the top is going to be different. The capital letters are going to come all the way up here, and the lowercase letters are going to stop right on that dotted line. Not above it, not below it. Okay, so you can now pause the video and do that. And now, I'm assuming you have finished that, the letter O's, and I'm going to move over here to some empty space and go ahead and practice those numbers 3 and 4. So, lucky for us, we already know that first motion of making an arc. Isn't that starting to become a common theme here? Like a rainbow, we got an arc. However, it gets a little bit different when you get to the center line, because it turns into two different humps. And this one's a little trickier. And you want to try, if it's possible, you want to try and make it straight here. This time I'll actually have it 90 degrees, unlike last time. So look at that. You want to try and make it straight. So that's pretty close. You know what? If you make a number 3 in both parts, I'm talking about right here, right on that dot. Let me get a different color. Right here, this should line up right here pretty good. So that's pretty close. Over here, that's pretty close. However, if you were to go like this, here I'll show you like a common mistake. We get some 3s like that. I'm going to bring in the ruler and make sure it's still 90 degrees. Yep, okay. Yeah, that's not lining up. You see that? Pretty crooked. So a number 3 that looks like that, we're going to have to do it again. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to do it the easy way and just undo it. And I'm going to try it again, because making mistakes is part of the process. You just do it over and over and over. And yeah, I'm going to have to adapt from reaching up high on a whiteboard to leaning over a slippery hot iPad. Okay, there's some number 3s. You can practice more of them, and you can keep watching, because you can do these at the same time or all together. Here is a number 4. And here is a number that does get confusing in a different way, because you got to know the right place to put this shape. It looks like the letter L, and oftentimes it will go between the wrong lines. So start on that top line and right on the middle line, and then bring down this line exactly straight with the end of it. It's a very stilted looking 4. There it is. See, it's pretty straight. No, not perfect, but it's okay. We'll try another one. It's like the letter L, and then I bring down just like a number 1, straight down. And there it is. Pretty straight, close enough. So, yeah, let's make the 4s like this. Okay. We have like the letter L, like a capital L that fits inside between the top line and the dotted line. And then we go from top to bottom. So practice some number 4s, and as always, make sure there's space between the numbers and they touch the top line, every single one of them. So the number 4 touches it twice. See that? 2 times it touches, and both of the forks of that number 4 have to touch that top line. And same with the bottom. So they're tall like capital letters. Okay, that's the 4s. Okay, so you can go ahead and do that, and then, well, push pause as you're doing that. And then now I'm assuming that is finished. And this is the final thing. I made some pictures of the geometric shapes, still 2-dimensional shapes, but I just wanted to draw them in a slightly different way because, well, we can mix them up and put them in a different order. And we can label them differently, and we can use some different colors. And yeah, so let's take a look here. So here we have the circle, and it's labeled 0 sides. Yeah, and it was handwritten. The number 0. Yeah, interesting. So you could do that. You could write digits like that, 0. It's a more advanced thing. You don't have to, but you could work on that. We have here the rectangle. This time I made it stand tall. And we have 2 short sides and 2 long sides. And I actually labeled them short, long. And I put the number 4 there for 4 sides. And also is this square, which has 4 equal sides. Do you see that word equal with the QU? 4 equal sides. And that would be the square. Then we have that triangle. This time, I didn't make it an equilateral triangle. This is an obtuse triangle, I believe. Yeah, or a right triangle, actually. Yeah, it's a more right triangle. So it has 3 sides. And finally, we had that hexagon. And you can always make your work more fun by adding colors. So take out those colors and try to draw the hexagon, which is a challenge to try and make 6 equal sides, all proportional like that. But give it a try. So there you go, your writing assignment for today. Have fun with it, practice, get better.